What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna talk about the 5 things you shouldn't do when you are driving a manual car. There are some common problems and common things which people like and tend to do when they're driving a manual car, and they need to focus on all of these things. They shouldn't do all of these things which they're doing normally when they're driving a manual car in their day-to-day life. So they shouldn't do this, and I'm gonna talk about all of those stuff. I'm gonna talk about 5 most common stuff which are done to a manual car which shouldn't be done, because that is really bad for your car, for your transmission and all of that stuff. So I'm just gonna talk to you about that, and I'm gonna explain you everything. The first thing you shouldn't do while driving a manual car is rest your hand on your stick shift. Like when you are driving a car, and most of the time you are just, when you are shifting and when you are driving normally, you are just using your shifter as your handrest, and you just have your hand on your gear all the time, which is not good at all for your transmission. Because when you are shifting gears, it's like it's for a split second. When you have your hand on your gear, it's just like your gear is wearing way more than before, because that's not good for your transmission and for everything. Your clutch is gonna wear out really soon. Not your clutch, your master cylinder is gonna wear out very soon, so you don't want that to happen. The second thing you shouldn't do while you are driving is to just have your left foot on the clutch, because that's the worst thing you can do to a manual car. When you have your left foot on your clutch all the time while you are driving or cruising on the highways and normally driving in the city, you shouldn't do that, because your clutch is gonna wear out really quickly. Because you can just use your brakes instead of your clutch. Clutch is really expensive to exchange, but the brakes are really cheaper than clutch. So you can just use your brake more than your clutch, because when you are using your clutch and when you have your left foot on the clutch, it's just gonna wear out the clutch and the disc is gonna wear out, and it costs a lot to change the clutch, and it is not cheap to do that. So just stop doing that if you're doing that. Most of the people are doing that, and most of the people just say that the teacher from he taught how to drive a manual, teacher told him how to drive a manual, so he told him to have your left foot all the time on your clutch and to have your right foot all the time on your race and your brakes. So you shouldn't do the left foot thing, because you need to put your left foot on your footrest, because you are going to wear out your clutch really quickly, which you don't want to happen, because it's a really expensive thing. The third thing you shouldn't do is to give a lot of gas while you are starting your car and just partially releasing the clutch. Most of the people, what they do while they are driving the car, they are just giving a lot of gas and they are partially releasing the clutch because they don't want to stall their car. But that is also not good for their clutch. They are just wearing out their clutch, and it's not good for that. Your clutch is gonna wear out, and as I told you, it is really expensive to change your clutch and do all of that stuff. So I just recommend you not to use a lot of gas and not to release the clutch partially. Like, yeah, when you are not able to drive properly and you are giving a lot of gas, you just need to practice, go to a parking lot and just practice to use as less throttle as you could, because that's gonna help you a lot. That's gonna save you a lot of money, because when you are partially releasing the clutch and you are giving a lot of gas, then your clutch is wearing out really quickly, and that's not good for you. It's just gonna wear out the clutch and then the master cylinder, and then a lot of things are gonna happen to your car, to your manual car, which you don't want to happen, because it costs a lot if you want to repair your transmission and all of that stuff. Because transmission is a main component of your car. Engine is your main component of the car, but transmission is also the main component in a manual car. Not in a manual, in an automatic car too. Every single car have a transmission, so you don't want your transmission to wear out. So just think about that and drive like that, because you don't want all of that stuff to happen. Then it's gonna cost a lot. Fourth thing, what normally people do is when they are parking on a hill, like there is a steep hill and they need to park, they just put their car in first gear or in any gear and they just leave their car. You shouldn't do that, because I have seen a lot of times that people are just putting their car in gears and leaving their car on the hill, and most of the time the gear just comes out. It is a lot of pressure for your transmission and for your engine, so they are just like putting in that, and the transmission or your gear gives out and then your car rolls back, because that have happened a lot of times. So you don't want that to happen to you. If you are doing that, if you are parking on a hill, what you need to do is put the clutch in, put it in first gear and use the handbrake, and then you can release the clutch and you can turn off the car. Like, turn off the car and then release the clutch, because that's the better way to do all of that stuff. Because if you are just putting a lot of stress on your transmission, on your gearbox, then it's not good for it, because it's gonna wear out and your gears can break and all of that stuff can happen. So you don't want that to happen, and you don't want your car to roll on a hill without anyone in the car. That's going to be really bad, so you don't want that to happen. So just keep that in mind and use your handbrake, because it is meant for parking the car. So just do that. The fifth thing I want to talk about is when you are driving on a hill. Like, there are two scenarios when you are driving on a hill. If it is little steep or it is a really steep one. What you need to do is, while you are driving on a hill, you just need to put your right foot on the brake and your left foot on the clutch and release the clutch slowly. And as soon as you feel your car have started moving and it is just like your car has started squatting a little bit, then just release the brake, and then you can release more clutch and give a lot of throttle. Not a lot of throttle, you can give some throttle and then your car will move. You don't have to put a lot of stress on your clutch and you are just giving a lot of gas while to move your car. You don't have to do that. The second scenario is when you are on a really steep hill. What you need to do is, like, put your car in gear, pull up the handbrake, and then start releasing the clutch really slowly. And you are just gonna see in this scenario too, your car is gonna squat from the back because your handbrake is pulled, so your rear wheels are seized, so your car is gonna squat. So as soon as the car is gonna just like, you are gonna feel a lot of tension in your car. So as soon as you feel that, what you need to do is just release the handbrake and release more clutch and give a little bit of gas. Then you will be able to move slowly and easily. It won't wear your clutch that much and it will be really good for your clutch and for your car. Because if you are going to give a lot of gas or if you are going to do all of that stuff, then it's just going to wear out really quickly and you don't want that to happen. The clutch is really expensive to exchange. I have told you many times in this video, so I'm telling you again and again, clutch is really expensive, so you don't want your clutch to wear out and all of that stuff to happen. So just be careful while you are driving a manual car, because these are some common things which people make mistakes every single day. Like, I have seen a lot of people that they are doing these mistakes while they're driving the car and nobody says anything to them. So I am making this video to tell all of you guys what to do, because I am in love with manual cars. I don't like automatic cars that much. Like, yeah, if they're supercar, that's a different thing, but normal cars are just like manual. I like manuals. I'm not against automatic cars, but I prefer manual over automatic because I have all the control over the car and I can do whatever I want to. So that's why I prefer manual car over automatic car. So I'm just telling you all of this stuff which I told you, how to use your clutch and how to do, and 5 things you shouldn't do with your manual car. You just need to keep that in mind and you need to drive according to those things, because most of the people are just doing this and they're changing the clutch really quickly. They have to get their clutch changed really quickly and they don't know why that's happening. So you just need to be careful while you are driving and you are doing all of this stuff. So I hope you learned something from this, and it's just like really nice for me. So if you like this video and if you learned anything, just smash the like button and subscribe to my channel, because that helps me a lot. And if you have some question or you want to ask some question, you can just comment down below and I'll reply to you guys, and I'm just here to help you guys, and I'll be really happy if you're gonna comment. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Yeah.